Hello.
Hi, everybody. My name is Nick Cartell, and welcome to ThNOT, Thursday Night on Tour, where I use it as an educational opportunity to take you behind the scenes and chat with people in the industry about what we do backstage, but also, like, we've been getting a lot of questions on all the lives about vocal health, especially at this time of year. And so I have an expert with me this evening, Emily Fink. Emily is a member of our ensemble. She also brilliantly covers Fontaine. Will you introduce yourself and tell them a little bit more about you and who you are and why we're going to talk tonight?
Yeah, okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Emily Fink. I am in the ensemble of Les Miserables on tour, as you know, and I cover Fontaine and The Factory Girl. And I have been working professionally for about 9-10 years now. And over the past 3-ish years, I've been working as a voice coach as well, which has been super fun. I've been training with the Institute for Vocal Advancement and got a lot of experience working with singers, professional and non-professional. So that's sort of, we're talking vocal health right now.
Yeah, we're going to talk vocal health because I get questions all the time about, like, how do you take care of yourself? Especially being out on the road. Like, how do you take care of yourself? What is your routine? What are tips and tricks for singers out there that like, I just got a question today, like, what is the best vocal steamer and what do you do? So we're going to talk about all the different things that we use, and I am sure I'm actually going to learn some things as well from Emily. So what is, like, Emily, for you, what is, like, your first go-to? Like, if there is a singer out there that is, like, vocal health, what is your first thing that you would talk to them about?
I would say, and this is sort of a new way of talking about it that I've really been enjoying, is thinking of your vocal stamina, so how much you can sing in a day, as being sort of limited. You might have heard of, like, spoons. This is sort of like a therapeutic tool of, like, how many spoons it costs to go to a big party and then do your laundry and then go grocery shopping and go to work, and that by the end of the day you might run out of that sort of steam that you have for yourself. So all this to say, vocally, it's important to sort of think about what your whole vocal day is going to be, and really be mindful, especially as a professional singer, excuse me, what it's going to take to get through the day, and pacing yourself with that in mind. That's really, to me, the biggest thing.
Yeah, I mean, I know that for me, you know, there are people that say, oh, but you only work, 3 hours a night. And that is so not true, because we as professionals are thinking about our vocal stamina from the minute that we wake up. Like, how is our voice feeling as soon as we wake up out of bed? I know that for me, I'm a big proponent of using, like, a nebulizer, a steamer, right? Because I find that it just helps to give those cords some moisture, get things just lubricated, I guess is the best way to say it. What are your thoughts on that? What do you prefer? Do you think that one is better over the other?
So I think you can sort of think of it in a few different ways. The water we drink, is super hydrating, but that's not going to immediately make a difference. So
Correct.
The water you drink, like 1 to 2 days before you sing, is really going to make the difference. And then the nebulizing, so you might see some singers with this little handheld thing that, like, has some super fine mist. That's great for right before you sing. That puts moisture directly on not just the vocal folds, but the little mucus layer that seals them together. So it creates an even clearer seal. And that's something that hydrating like this isn't going to make a huge difference. Now, steaming with heat, that's good if you have sinus congestion and you need drainage, but that's different from nebulizing, if that makes sense.
So do you, like, because I know that there are a lot of people prefer to nebulize, especially with allergies too, because I feel like with the saline, because the nebulizing uses a saline solution, which usually it's just distilled water for a steamer, so there's kind of a difference there.
So the saline is the same salt solution percentage of your body's tissues, so that's why it's good for direct hydration. Whereas steaming, is distilled. It just sort of helps things flow through. And then, a lot of singers use neti pots, and then I see Nick has this fabulous tool here.
Saline spray.
Simply saline. I guess it's not that gross. You out each nose. It just keeps things...
It helps to blow out gross stuff that's in your nose, but it's going to help with that relief. Some other things that I always have on
Oh yeah, my hair.
some other things that I always have in my dressing room. I always have Grethers pastilles. These are because they're glycerin, right? What do you have? What are you using right now?
Right now I'm just using Cepacol.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my throat's a little raw from the cold weather and some drainage, so this is nice because it really, like, you only need one like every few hours. But these are like amazing.
These are amazing. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them pretty much in any health food store. These are really great because they are they're glycerin and fruit juice, and so they really just help to like lubricate, but especially in these drier theaters that we go into, right? And especially in this dry air that we're breathing, especially in the cold, these actually are great. I always have at least 2 to 3 a show. Yeah. Honestly, because it helps to create that saliva, which then helps to just feel like you're not choking on stage. You know?
They last a long time. Like, you can kind of chew on that, and you don't have to chew. I end up chewing on it.
So do
I can't help it. I don't know.
But there's a lot of people that will actually, as crazy as it sounds, they will start and they will put one in their cheek and then have it for the show.
Yes, that is if you are advanced level managing that. If you're new to...
I would probably spit it out on stage. Yeah. Just saying.
Or even worse, you might choke on it. So,
exactly.
So you do at your own risk, but I think Grethers are such an excellent tool. They're a bit of an investment, but they're more worth it than a regular cough drop in terms.
Yeah, and this lasts me quite a while. Yeah. But they are an investment, but they are great. Yeah. This is something that I use. It's a throat spray.
Gosh. What is that?
Singer's throat spray. This is all herbal, an herbal formula. It really doesn't really do anything other than just, since it's herbal, it's strong though. Like, it smells strong. I find that it just helps to like relax my vocal cord, or like relax the tension in my throat, vocal cords, things like that.
Yeah, it seems really soothing.
It is very soothing. That is something that I use during the show. A couple squirts of this at multiple times a night. Just, I don't know, I just got turned on to it, and
heck yeah.
I mean it's
oh yeah.
Yeah, but
I see it. Somebody commented, I heard Fisherman's Friends were good for your voice.
Yes.
They're delightful. They're really strong, like very mentholated. So it's sort of similar to the Cepacol ones that I use. But if menthol ends up drying you out more, I would maybe find another solution.
Yeah, nothing that we're saying is the gospel truth right now on this. I always would consult with I will always say this, always consult with an ENT, always consult with somebody that is a medical professional in some regards, that you should go in. I go in about once, twice a year to get my vocal cord scoped. Thanks, Amanda. Just to be sure that everything is in working order and things like that. So, it's stuff like that that can really help to, again, keep you running through, like, right now, we are in a 10-show run of Les Mis before we get a day off. Our only day off going into the holidays is Christmas Day. And so because of that, all of these little things are things that we find help to get us over these days when we're just like dragging or it's really dry. I will always say sleep is your number one best friend.
Yep.
Sleep is your number one best friend. Sleep and water, like, those are the things that are going to give you the most amount of regenerative, there you go, power, and can get you back on the path. So never think that if you are tired, your voice that is your voice saying no. It is your voice saying no. Is it hard to stay healthy while on the road?
Yes, especially this time of year. I feel like if somebody has something, it ends up running through the cast before you know it, just because we're on stage and we're
singing in each other's faces.
Yep, exactly. So I think everybody needs to make their own self-assessment. That's why we have swings. That's why we have understudies, is so that we never have to show up to work ill and contagious.
Because if you might be like, okay, I feel like I can do the show. I just don't feel good, but I think I can do it. What you're bringing in is an illness that could take down the entire company. Yep.
And then suddenly we actually don't have the understudies or anything anymore.
And then we are screwed.
Then we're getting creative.
Then we're getting creative with what we're doing. One of the other things that I use, have you heard of this?
I just heard about this from the other principal dressing room. This is crazy. I mean, it's cool. I don't know
This
anything
stuff.
about it.
This stuff is all herbal. It tastes a little bit like cough syrup in a way. It's
Yeah.
a bit like cough syrup, but it does not have the effects of like a Sudafed, or like it's not gonna make you go. "Ooh."
You know how cough syrup, whenever you swallow it, it's like,
Yeah.
and it's like just coats your throat. It's like that, but without something that will make you, feel
Loopy.
sleepy.
This stuff, if you can find this is, they probably will carry it at like an herbal medicine store or something like that. This stuff is life-changing. And I actually take a swig of this before every show.
Can I look at the back of it?
Yeah, go for it.
What's in this? A bunch of roots and peels and fruits and seeds.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're thinking about doing this, I would look at the ingredients if you have
Yes.
allergies.
Because there's a lot of things that's in it.
Look at that list.
But definitely,
Yes.
this has been a godsend out on the road. What else was I going to talk about?
Ooh. Favorite warm-ups, SOVT. Fabulous. Excellent addition. Yeah. Warm-ups is dealer's choice. Yeah, everybody's different. I know
Yes.
Nick, especially with a show like this and a role like this, has to have a very strict regimen, right? With warming up in the morning, maybe a midday, whatever,
You're right.
and then you
Yep.
full warm-up.
Yep.
I remember watching one of your videos, and everybody's voice is different.
Yeah.
For me, I learned very early on not to over warm up before the show, or I was going to be really tired by the end. So I do some lip trills, which is a version of an SOVT. So like that, and I probably do 5-10 minutes of that, and a little bit of speak-based stuff, and then that's pretty much it, and then I'm good to go. But
Yeah, everybody's warm-up is different. And I will say also, like, always do your warm-ups. Always do your warm-ups. Like, I know that there are people that come into this show sometimes thinking, oh, I'll use the show as my warm-up because I don't do that much at the beginning of the show. And so I'm just going to use, I am one of those people that I'm always like, that's how you can injure yourself. Injure yourself bad. So
totally, absolutely. I think it's just even if it's 5-10 minutes, it's worth doing. You wouldn't ask an athlete to go do an entire football game without doing a warm-up. Like, that's just dangerous and negligent.
Yeah.
So we are vocal athletes in that we do this at an extremely high level in terms of vocal load. Yeah, we're singing more for longer and pretty advanced high intensity stuff, especially in Les Mis. This is a big singing show, so it's important to be mindful of your vocal load and like treating yourself like an athlete, which is maybe sounds a little dramatic, but whenever you have to do 10 shows in a row or 7 shows in 4 days, which we did a couple days ago,
last week,
yeah,
2 weeks ago,
you
it was like
feeling like an athlete.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Do you believe in Grethers? We talked about this earlier, but yes, 100% believe in Grethers
in a major way.
Always have it at my station, not sponsored, but could be. Thank you very much. And straw warm-ups. Yes, I love a straw warm-up, especially on 2 show days. I will always start my 2 show days with a straw warm-up because I have to wake up so early that it actually is an easier way to ease into my day and get my breath going without immediately singing, right? So because you're doing a straw warm-up, you can find them all online. I always use one that's literally on YouTube. I look up straw phonation warm-up, no talking. And that's what I use every single time. But look them up because they're so great as an easy way to ease into singing. And I cannot tell you how many people are always walking around backstage with a straw in between scenes, just literally humming and buzzing. And what are your thoughts?
I love singing with a straw. It's super low impact, as in if you really can't oversing with it. And that doesn't mean try to oversing with it, but it's really difficult to oversing. Super gentle, great way to, basically what it does is it creates back pressure in your vocal tract. So from here where your voice is to where your mouth is, So that back pressure helps the chords, if they're kind of pushing together too hard, helps them sort of oscillate more evenly and a little bit more in a little bit more of a balanced way. So it's a great way if you're feeling a little bit inflamed, a little bit tired. Do some straw work, and almost always it creates a little bit of a clearer tone, a little bit more efficiency. So I love it. Oh, what straw do you use? You can use any
straw.
Like
Any straw.
Starbucks straw is a great way to start. You can put it in a cup of water and you can blow bubbles.
That is so soothing.
It's so soothing.
To do, like, yeah, go ahead. Sorry, do what you could.
Ooh, yeah, so all you have to do is, I'll even use my water bottle and pop off the top. So like you're blowing bubbles in milk. Yeah, you probably got in trouble for that at some point. Yeah, and if you push the straw lower, there's more back pressure, and if you pull it out of the water, there's less back pressure. So you can use any straw. There's also a singing straw that you can purchase. Love that. That has different sizes, which creates different amounts of back pressure.
And they're a bit more portable. Like, they're not long straws, but like I literally have a straw that is made just for drinking stuff, and goes in the dishwasher, and it's very easy.
It's good. Yeah. It's such a great tool, and it also really helps with if you feel like you have a big break in your voice. Spending some time just working through your quote unquote break. I don't want to say that facade geo. Super helpful for that.
Yeah. What other advice would you give students out there that are maybe like, I want to get into this industry, I want to get into this business? What advice would you give them?
In terms of like voice stuff?
Yes, voice stuff. Like I get questions all the time about, and I always say one of my big pieces of advice is always find a great vocal coach, somebody that knows your instrument, because I have learned things tonight just in this chat with Emily, just sitting here. Like, I've learned things, and so there are people out there that are professionals. Come in. That know how to do this. Yeah. Oh, thank you.
From your Secret Santa.
All right, we are live on my YouTube.
Say hi to ThNOT.
Hi,
Hello.
Steve.
Advice. Okay, I definitely agree with what you say about finding somebody who really can be there with you as you work on your voice and start to develop your skills. I like to think of working on your voice and building your singing ability like going to the gym. You can have one amazing, perfect personal training session at the gym and then not go again for 2 months. And then no matter how good that one session was, if you're not working out on your own, if you're not consistently showing up and practicing, your skills will not compound. They will not grow. Not in the way that you want to see them. So I would say consistency is so key. So find someone who knows and understands your voice and can support you, and work consistently, even if that means singing, going through your exercises 10 minutes a day. I swear, I know it's so boring. I know it's boring. I don't even like to practice, but I have to make myself do it or I'm not going to see the results. Yeah. So it's better to do a little bit of exercise, vocal exercise every day to improve than to do one great voice lesson and then not do another one for 4 months. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We never stop learning as individuals, and especially these muscles never stop growing and changing. And so figuring out how that voice, because as we age, all of that changes too.
Yes.
It's crazy.
And also what I'm sort of challenged with right now is whenever you spend a lot of time, because this is the longest I've ever done a show, doing the same genre of music, I'm noticing I really need to cross train. So like really sing other styles.
Yes.
So that I still feel flexible. Otherwise I feel like I get so used to and so comfortable singing Les Mis that then I try and sing a pop song and I'm like, whoa, this feels very strange. So
one of my goals for the new year is to cross train, because I was just trying to sing Wicked the other day and I was like, what is this feeling? Oh my God.
Totally.
Do people still use a belt box for warm-ups? Have you ever used a belt box?
I wanted to, and I never ended up getting one.
So I will say the only time that I really use a belt box anymore is if I'm in a hotel. If I'm in a hotel and I don't have like a private space and I know that it's tight quarters, that's the only time I really use a belt box anymore to warm up.
Yeah.
Because it is so hard, because I think one of the things that we as singers do is we also like to hear and feel the resonance that's in, like, and with a belt box it dampens that sound, and so you really can't hear it.
It's hard to know like what's going on, I imagine.
Exactly, and feel.
I think it's great for if you're in an apartment with a bunch of roommates and you're self-conscious and whatever, but I think I don't know if it's like the be all end all. I'm not really seeing that around anymore. And if so,
it's still there
at maybe crowded audition rooms. When
exactly. It's better to just get a studio space if you can, warm up there if you have like a really big audition. Anyway, Emily, thank you. We've got to go do a show.
Yay! let's
Thank
do
you
it.
all for tuning in to ThNOT. I have a feeling that we're going to be off next week just because the holiday schedule is going to be kind of crazy. So, yes, people want to see the holiday decor behind Emily.
tour.
The gingerbread tour. So we got a little gingerbread, a little gingerbread over there.
So cute.
In there. So there we go. Happy holidays, everybody. We will see you all in a couple weeks. Bye. And tune in to ThNOT this Saturday night. Bye.